Wheat futures surged after Russia pulled out of an agreement to allow grain exports from Ukraine through the Black Sea, a deal seen as critical for easing tight world supplies and controlling global food inflation. Countries in the Middle East and North Africa may be among the worst affected. Simone Foxman has more from Doha. So Simone, this latest breakdown in the deal, what are the two sides saying?
Well, Russia says some of its ships anchored off a port in annexed Crimea were hit by aerial and underwater drones. They blamed this on Ukraine, which denied that they were behind the attack. And also the extent of the damage here really unclear to outside observers at this point. But it's important to note that there had been concerns raised by Russian officials, particularly about this deal in the past. They've been very critical of it. And that had sent a little jarring of concern through wheat markets, through agricultural markets in general. Ukraine, for its part, had said the Russian forces were delaying ships that were moving between Odessa, a key port there, and Turkey, trying to get out of the Black Sea. So they were critical as well of Russia's role. And so there were a lot of concerns that this deal wouldn't be renewed when it expired on November 19th. Of course, now a cutoff to the deal coming even sooner. Ukraine says this effectively stalls 200 ships that were part of this. That had a really big impact on North Africa, in particular Egypt, for example, getting 80% of its grain supply from Russia and Ukraine. They say they have 5 months in storage. The diplomacy is on, the UN, Turkey, all involved. But at the moment, we kind of got to sit and watch here and see what happens and whether we can get to any kind of resolution.
Yeah, we had some data out from Saudi Arabia just in terms of their real GDP growing by, 8.6% in the third quarter. This is the flash estimate. In the same time, I'm having net foreign assets to look at that surged to about $449 billion in September. What is the impact?
Yeah, that's the highest number in terms of net foreign assets since 2020 and the biggest jump on a monthly basis since June. And remember, back in June, we were talking $110, $120 a barrel oil prices. Stunningly strong economic growth, as you said, Yusuf. We've really heard this Saudi-first narrative, both from the likes of our opinion columnist Javier Blas, but also we're hearing this from Saudi officials as they try and put into context their push for OPEC Plus to cut production, make money on high oil prices while the getting is good. But you have to think about this in the context of the U.S.-Saudi relationship, because that message may have gotten dulled. RBC, for one, says the failure to connect scenario, the risk of a failure to connect scenario is high at this point. And new reporting from NBC indicates that one of the responses the U.S. may take to Saudi's decision in terms of OPEC Plus is slow rolling deliveries of arms and arms sales generally, including Patriot missiles. That, however, does have security implications for U.S. forces. We'll see if this comes to fruition as a response to that Saudi measure.